Hello everyone, this is Redact, and this game is called Suzerain. Last episode we've had some internal troubles, and also some arsehole nation up north is saber rattling, so we shall have to do something about that, and we shall have to suppress any proletariats who dare to go against our rule. They won't survive long. So let's resume. See what awesome decisions I'm going to make this time. Right, let's just... I can't remember what we did. So, okay, so turn to rejected a bribe. Yeah, that's what I did. Corruption is bad unless it's me that's doing it. Rejected a bribe from the oligarchs. Supported the police forces and aided their recruitment. Yes. Yes, I did. So there's some news I need to read. What's going on anywhere else? So it's just here in the main city. No, here in the main city and those two there. Some news over there. Alright. Let's see what's going on. Situation report from Narbel. Ministry of Defense reports that the situation along the border is getting tense. Oh dear. Limburg 7 Army was sighted, training close to our borders. Didn't respond to a radio message. Chief of the Armed Forces, General Kruger, reports to have increased patrolling duties. Okay. Yes, this is Rumburg, the scum. We'll defeat you if you dare. Just you try. Finalization of the railway contract. Okay, and read the report. Local police working with nationalists. One of our agents acting as a young swords member had an encounter with two members of the local police force. In Anrica, according to the report, police tried to bribe the agent to burn down a store that belongs to a known Communist Party member. Instigate further violence. We have detained the policeman on charges of corruption, and as we should. I'm the only person that's allowed to be corrupt. Oh. Railroad contract. Okay, we arrived at Anrica by train. After being greeted by cheerful citizens and local government officials, we headed to City Hall. Here, a significant meeting about the L1 project would take place. Several construction companies sent their representatives to City Hall. Gus arrived early with a heartwarming smile. Who's Gus? Oh, right. Gus is our rural development person. Okay, good. Appreciate you taking the offer on the stock investment. Armadine is a very promising corporation. If them goes well, you will make solid returns. Okay, so maybe I need to... Thanks for arranging the opportunity. I will get you a 25-year-old Alrory Maroon if they make solid profits. Well, being the keyword. If being the keyword. I might lose all the money I put in. I just wanted to try my chances. Yeah, if. Let's see how it goes. Probably need to invest in Armadine. Least likely scenario, you can trust me on these subjects. Okay, good. Simon Hall joined us. He's Simon Hall, Minister of Economy. And after settling down, we moved to discuss the details. Simon, I came with train yesterday and he was a little uncomfortable. Besides starting our economic recovery, the train journeys here would be much more pleasant, Mr. President. I'm pretty sure I had a luxury carriage, but okay. That is a given now. The project will improve so many things ranging from logistics to growth. You made the right choice for sure. Yeah, I trust your plans. Glad to hear that. We should be able to slow down the recession if we finish this project successfully. And I'm sure we will, says Gus. According to your document, many citizens will be employed because of the business expansions. Exactly. This is why I'm such a genius. Failure doing this project is not an option. Yeah, it's not an option. You're right. We need to work together and think things through. Our economic revitalization plan is set to be a success. Failure is indeed not an option. Simon searched for documents he was holding and found the one he was looking for. Had the review of the companies here, and he handed them over to me. I looked at the files. Okay. Looked at the files. 3 corporations were listed. Swordish State Corporation, Underhaul Construction, and TARDIS Holding. And let's just see who they are. So the Swordish State is the main government corporation tasked with running public construction contracts, part of the Big Four. Most honourable company in the country's long and solid track record for accomplishing critical projects. Yeah, see, we need to keep this under government control. Considered the safest bet, but there has been some corruption. Well, we'll deal with corruption. Underhaul, real estate giant owned by the mayor. Sold half its shares to Walter Tusk. While this breached certain competition clauses, it was largely ignored. Underhaul was a gigantic real estate company, very influential in construction period projects of the private sector. They violated workers' rights, okay. And Taurus Holding, new and entrepreneurial private company that uses cutting-edge construction technology. And taking big and risky contracts, several industries. Great employee perks and high union membership. It's considered much more open and competitive compared to usual Sordis corporations. In fact, well, they're not going to give me my money back, so it looks like we'll go with the Sordis state, but let's see. I review the listed corporations and also write down some notes and ideas. Which corporation should we talk about? Talk about Sordis. Respected Sordis State Corporation is also known as the SSC, founded in 1891. Main state corporation tasked with running the day-to-day construction services of our country. SSC is the primary reason why infrastructure is outdated as it is. We need more adaptive construction companies. Okay. Would fulfill your initial election promise of using state-dominated plan economy to improve the recession situation? Yes, it would. Their experience, knowledge, and manpower for this project? Not sure about their efficiency, though. Also, the fact that construction times are long, which are caused by outdated methods. The experience they're bringing is beneficial. Don't show great admiration for SSC, but their track record clearly shows completed contracts with thousands of employees who have experience. According to preliminary calculations, they would need more resources to finish a project of this size. I like this. I like them. Let's hear about the others. Underhaul. Real estate construction giant was founded in 1925, expanded during the economic boom. They would go against our planned economy policy. CEO is Chris Shah. He sold half his shares a few years ago, but seemed very eager on the L1 bid. Had a chance to work with Underhill Construction before. Did several contracts for Central Station renovation and excelled at it. I'd like to hear your thoughts, Simon. I think they've been relatively well in the private sector, where they have dominated the construction industry. Unless they treated the workers below our working standards. See, don't like that. Working conditions must be respected. We need to be able to trust the corporation. But some of our workers are Agnolian and Wessex, thus not under Sordis labour laws, but under the Immigration Act. Oh, just because they're foreigners? Wait at the renovation project, I can say that the working conditions are not bad. Extra effort was needed to finish on time, which they did, that is all. And they'll specifically mention their solid track record and highlighted that the cost of the project would be more than expected for a project of the scale, but finished on time. Okay, seems that let's see the others. Taurus. Founded in 1946, owned by entrepreneur Gerald Fay. New holding companies, subsidiaries use cutting-edge technology. Known to provide for their workers who are part of the labour union in Sordland. Very interesting corporation, especially because of their innovation construction methods, but they aren't suitable for large projects. Why should we pick them? Have completed fewer projects than other companies, how they're faster and cheaper. And several awards internationally for being the fastest growing and advanced companies. Yeah, it's refreshing if they can deliver. Why not take the risk now when we need to play it safe for companies like Underhaul? Why take such a risk now? All delivered. Project manager from Taurus mentioned that they would be able to finish the project with the allocated funding. They are the only company who found the budget sufficient, making them a cheaper alternative. It's worth considering. Trying to make a decision about which company to award. Right, so they're going to take more budget. Okay, we'll do SSC then. Because I need the budget to pay for my army. And also police and stuff like that. So we'll do SSC. And it's also... because we were going to do a planned economy. I want the government to be under control of everything. We'll do the SSC. Good that you're staying consistent with our economic strategy. Simon signed a certain section of the dossier and fixed his glasses. Very well, Mr. President. The contract will be awarded to the Sordland State Corporation. Whereas the choice was different, but at the end of the day, the success of the project is what matters. The company will be notified today and the construction will begin immediately after. That's great news. My expectations for a grand opening ceremony are late next year. We're returning my duty. See you soon. Thank you. Concludes the meeting. I'm amazing. We spent the remainder of the day attending events in Enrica. Okay. Very refreshing to attend cultural dances and hear the traditional Sordist music of the region. Nice. Okay, so what happened? Yeah, we awarded it. We're going to ignore those business people for now until they come begging. Cap in hand. Okay, so it looks like the railway is under construction. Is that what that means? I don't know what that means. Alright, what's going on here? Meeting with Marcel. Alright, let's do that. We're heading to the meeting location set by Marcel. Oh, this is the... yeah, this is this guy. The motorcade was made up of the most confidential and trustworthy team. A few hours driving. Took a turn before entering Ponriat. The darkness settled in as we drove up a hill. Where are we, Serge? We're nearing the HOS Country Club, Mr. President. We'll be there shortly. We arrived and the big iron gates of the country club opened. It was huge and outright extravagant. The main building, inspired by lesbian architecture, was lit from all sides. Rather chilly. Was approached by Peter and Lucien. Chief Strategist and Vice President. Yeah, he's my friend, right? Yeah. Hope the journey was comfortable. Anything to keep me away from home. Okay. Wasn't bad. I'm looking forward to the meeting. It wasn't bad. I'm looking forward to this meeting. Can't think of comfort when our... yeah. Things are bad right now. When you put it like that, into the building. After opening the marble engraved wooden door, we were greeted by two tall women. The receptionist led us to the meeting room upstairs. Marcel was standing by the window looking outside of the beautiful complex. He turned around to take a quick look at us both. He was a really handsome man with well-groomed hair. He worked towards me with his hand reached out for a handshake. Reach out for a handshake. No need to be rude. He had a firm grip. Lucien, it's such a pleasure to meet you in person, Mr. Grundy. I appreciate your efforts to reach out for a mutually beneficial friendship. Thanks for hosting us. I admire your father very much. May you rest in peace. Welcome. Your kind words touched me, Vice President. He was indeed a great man. Please accept our condolences. We are saddened, yes. He would have been very happy to hear this from you, Mr. President. Time for us to look forward. Let's talk about our bright future. Yes, there's much to discuss. Believe it or not, I have been a secret admirer of your political success. Oh, here we go. And your quick rise to power was shockingly well executed. I know! The admiration goes both ways. Let's be friendly. Marcel gently pointed at the seats. We sat down around a gigantic table. Before speaking, he knocked on wood. Past months have been tumultuous, to say the least. I'm glad you and your family were unharmed at the shooting. The whole incident must have been a shock for the kids. They aren't used to what we lived through back in the late 20s. I still remember when my father took us out of the country when it became too dangerous. They were startled, but the important thing is they are safe and sound. course, that is all that matters. No family should suffer from tragedy ever again. We had enough of that. While I am known to be a straightforward person, so let me get to the point without wasting your valuable time. It was during the Alfonso campaign when I was struck by what you'd done within the party. Marcel started to take a look at the paintings on the wall. Give Lucien a puzzled look. Look at Marcel. Give me straightforward. Let me be straightforward. Sit down and get to the damn point. I'll have a look at the painting. Famous piece depicted a giant sleeping beneath a village. Trees, rivers, and hills were all part of the giant's body. His eyes were two caves looking up at the people. So daylight at the far left and nighttime on the far right. The giant seemed to be watching the village. Totally unbeknownst to the villagers. Marcel pointed his finger at me. He said, "We will transform this nation, Mr. Rain. My conglomerate has a way of doing things and I don't want them to change. So I want to cooperate with you." Good. The intent is mutual. Please explain further. You might have the people's support now, Mr. President, but what happens when you make mistakes? I don't make mistakes. How dare you? Everyone makes mistakes. What is that supposed to mean? Let's hear his point, Vice President, says Lucien. Being president of this country means having many enemies. Enemies that would resort to anything to bring you down. Let's say these enemies cause a scandal or leak sensitive information from the administration. These would be destructive when they were released. If they were released. Ooh, is that a threat? Are you threatening me? Continue. I'm not going to... so that I know what he's going on about. Assume that the articles would actually project your integrity no matter what. Will actually protect your integrity. Try to imagine how 5 million people I reach will not lose faith in you. Let's hear your offer. I want 2 things, Mr. President. Number 1 is a guarantee from you that the reigning minister won't meddle in Hoss affairs no matter what happens. Number 2 is a simple gentleman's favour for the future. Let me prove my services to you first. I'm sure you won't disapprove when the time comes. That is an interesting proposal. Just wondering if there's anything he can threaten me with. I mean, I did let those people out through the border. Maybe that's what he's going to try and do. During my army career. Well, there might be something that the game hasn't told me. Interesting. Not just interesting, but necessary. You surely know that this is a win-win situation. The media will be on your side, strengthening your position. Also protect my business operations throughout the changes the country will see. What do you think about this, Lucien? Leaned to my ears and whispered, I think it's a good deal. He is right. We need the media support. With his newspapers and channels on our side, we can dodge a lot of bullets. The one thing that bothers me is this favour request. We do not know what it is, and he could ask for something we could point fingers at us. Also interrupted us. So do we have a deal? Oh yeah, we have a deal. Happy to hear that. You can contact me personally through this number. As soon as you know that a story is against you will break, please call me and it will be taken care of. Nice. I hope you will uphold your end of the bargain. Well, don't necessarily have to. Let's see what my position is like. Shake his hand. Yeah, as long as he does what... That's... I don't need to say it. But he's second on mine. Ooh. Ooh. Little bit of posturing there. Thinks he's in charge. We will meet again. Goodbye. Thank you for your time. Achievement unlocked. An offer you cannot refuse. Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Corelli. Return to Whole Sword. We returned. Right, so we've got some news we need to read through. Some more excellent decisions. What's going on here? Read the report from Whole Sword. The economic relief plan. Okay, read the report from Whole Sword. Casaro Cabina? Yeah, Cabina demands emergency because Leader of the NFP. Who the hell are these people? Oh, right, yeah. Ignore them. They're dicks. But an emergency be called to address the increasing political violence in the country. That without a declaring of emergency, Sordland will be destabilized and the integrity of the country will be damaged even further. Right, well, let's see what this is. With the assistance the National Business Council and the Central Bank, Simon Hole put forward a countrywide relief plan to mitigate the economic hardships that are being felt. You can either provide stimulus checks for people in need or bail out businesses under serious financial strain or decide not to approve the plan. Don't really want... I want the money for the army and also for the internal staff. More police and that. And we've got economic stimulus plan in place at the moment. What did I promise them? Law. Freedom of the press, media bias. Media bias. Media in Sordland has experienced organised interference from the state and private organisations. Some human rights. Judicial rivalry, the Blue Dish problem, limited women's rights, unfair electoral funding. Well, I don't care about that. Court backlog. We still need to sort that out. Organised crime. I think we're doing something about that. Well, we shall see. Right, let's see what the news, if the news says anything that I'm interested in. The radical's normally quite interesting. Sordland today, risky railway project. The government has announced a new mega infrastructure project to help alleviate the symptoms of the recession. Ministry of the Economy announced the launch of the most contested construction company projects in Sordland, high-speed railway. It was given to the old and outdated Sordland State Corporation with the decision of the President. Mega projects as construction of ports, transport lines, including railways, motorways and power plants, typically cost billions. Difficult to manage due to the scale, high levels of complexity and substantial impact on communities. The environment and state governments. The decision to divide a project to begin to SSC should not have been taken so easily as they lack the knowledge, culture and all the resources. No, they'll do it, that's fine. Plans for a wider, faster network between the two most economically developed cities have circulated since blah blah blah. Okay, fine. Murder was the method of the past. Reform demands gain popularity. Demands for reform. Majority of Sordland people want changes in the government structures that were established after Tarquin Sol's military coup. Public trust in the Grand National Assembly and the Supreme Court. Well, I also don't trust the Supreme Court. They should be under my thumb. Well, rumours of reform talks are coming out from the Assembly. It seems unlikely that without complete unity, none of the parties would be able to lead such a proposal. Okay. Construction begins for a high-speed railway. Sordland has been awarded a 2-year contract. They will be responsible to subgrade bridge, lay tracks and provide the design. We build the line in faster than the deadline and much lower cost. The opposition leader Richter has warned SSC build that one will be extremely questionable. No, it won't. Stop questioning me. Involves a widening and upgrade of hundreds of kilometres of existing railway between Lutcheven and Holsword. Yeah. What's this? Expanding executive powers. Leader NFP suggested the new constitution expand executive powers. Exactly. Oh, I might have a friend in the NFP. Adding fuel to the debate over the possibility of reforming the constitution. He pointed out the current dire situation in Sordland and emphasised the need for strong leadership. Yes. Current constitution suggests a division of executive power before the cabinet and the president, who has no immunity before the courts for any acts of treason and unconstitutional behaviour during office. The system suggested by the NFP, the president would have absolute immunity. Yes. And the president would chair the cabinet. Not clear whether this suggestion would spark further debate in the Reform Committee. Maybe we can join with the NFP to do that. The PFJP proposes test that the president should have no presidential decrees, might result in the abolishment of the assembly and take the country to early election. Despite the independents' counter-proposal to give similar power to the parliament to take down the president. Yeah, we might have to have a little alliance with the NFP and then crush them later. Yes. Okay, Radical. What nonsense you can spill. And rest. Workers' Solidarity March. Okay, so it's still about that guy that got shot. We will again foil this war plot that was set up by the Solist ideology. He said in reference to a series of conflict and bloodshed during Arkansas's term as president. We will come out of this tunnel of conflict. We will not only win against discrimination, we will win the truth. Okay, so they're just talking nonsense to each other. Fine. Bloody citizens targeted. By a group of people suspected to be members of the Young Swords. The group was so overwhelmed, the local police forces couldn't reach the protesters to protect them. Attackers ran away without getting caught, and 11 of the victims were hospitalized. Okay, well, I'm trying my best to sort out the police. So did I'm just looking. I think it was Law and Order, if I remember what I was supposed to do. Disagree, you need to get rid of them. Notes. No, I don't have any notes. Don't need any notes. I remember everything. Any other things on the map? Don't think so. Assistance of the National Business Council and the Central Bank, Simon put together a countrywide relief plan to mitigate the economic hardships that are being felt. We can provide either stimulus checks for people in need or bail out businesses under serious financial strain or decide not to approve it. I might need the budget for the army and also to put down this internal stuff going on. So I don't think we built the railway, so we're not going to enact the plan. Sorry about that. Overview. We struck a backroom mutual assistance deal with Marcel. The construction contract was awarded. I supported police forces. I rejected the bribe. Yeah, so this was updated somewhere, was it? Economy. Monetary inaction. Okay, well, I need the money. Well, I'll be interested to see whether I need the money for the army. I need the army on my side so that they protect me, really. That's the idea anyway. Okay, so what's next? Right, there's a thing here. The funeral. Alright, we'll do the funeral next time. Don't think there's anything else we need to do. No. Alright. So we'll leave this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back next time. We will go to a funeral and then we will make more amazing decisions that will definitely not have a negative consequence. But thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.